meteorologist JD Disharoon here, and we're going to be talking about your forecast as we head into the weekend, because obviously a lot of you got questions about exactly what we're going to be seeing in terms of that shower and storm threat and that potential for severe weather as we head on in towards Sunday. So let's go ahead and look at the radar right now. As we've seen the past 3 days, that line of showers and storms over the Mid-South, stretching up into the Midwest, just has not changed a lot. In fact, we're pretty much stalled out at this point because of high pressure off the southeast coast that's just not allowing it to move. Well, it will as we get into the next 24 hours. Now, that high has also been bringing us southerly wind. That's what's been giving us these temperatures right around 87 degrees for the afternoon high, morning low of 66. So we're looking at about 15 degrees above average as a whole for the day, and we're still pretty warm at the 7 o'clock hour. Beautiful shot here of Truist Park filling up. The Braves, well, they're already underway for their home opener. We're going to be looking at them taking on the Florida Marlins as we head on through the evening. And overall, looks like a pretty good night out there, but very warm. Take a look, 85 degrees right now. 7 o'clock hour is 85. That, before today, was the record high for today. So it just goes to show you how warm it is. And even though the game is underway, I'm not going to give you a forecast because obviously it's going on right now. But we'll talk a little physics because you know what? Everybody loves physics when it comes to weather and baseball. But that's a good way to kind of put the two in together for you. So did you know the actual temperature and the humidity level affects how far the ball can go? Now, it doesn't make a huge difference. We're talking maybe 10 to 15 feet. But that could be the difference between the warning track and then making it actually out into the stands for a home run. So the colder the air is, the denser it is, and it's tougher for the ball to actually push through that dense air, so it can actually slow it down just a little bit. On days like today, though, where it's hot and humid, well, it contains more water, but that's less dense than the air, so there's less drag on the ball. So maybe you can get that extra 10 to 15 feet and help to push it over the wall and get that home run in. Hopefully the Braves can do that a few times tonight, break that skidless streak that they've been on. Hopefully we can make it 1-7 tonight instead of going for the 0-8. I'm not even going to put that out there anymore. So obviously tonight's underway. We're going to be looking for temperatures as the game ends, heading to about 77 degrees. Meanwhile, as we head into tomorrow, more of the same. 85 degrees for your first pitch by the time that the game's done, looking for 77. And then Sunday, that gets a bit tricky. The good news is the game is earlier, so we may be able to get the first little bit of it in before the showers and storms roll through. But I think by the time we get to the end of the game, even though the games are shorter with that pitch clock, we're going to be looking at showers and storms rumbling through the area. Hopefully they can get that in before the lightning moves in, because with that initial round of storms, we do expect a lot of lightning and the potential for strong damaging winds to kind of push through the area. So it's just going to be a kind of wait and see thing as we head on in towards the rest of the game. Meanwhile, for right now, we're looking at warm temperatures. 85 still in Atlanta, 84 in Rome, 83 in Eatonton, LaGrange, 83 in Athens as well. Griffin, back down into the 70s, just like Helen and LJ. But as we go into tomorrow, we're going to be looking for a lot more warmth, because you notice the 24-hour temperature change, it's pretty much the same today as it was yesterday, and we're expecting more of the same for tomorrow. So not a big change, and unfortunately for the pollen count, not a big change either. We're going to be looking for, good Lord, it was 5,600 today. That was an improvement from yesterday, but honestly, with as hot and as windy as it's going to be tomorrow, and again, not breezy, not windy, but just enough to keep those pollen molecules in the air, we're going to be looking for another extreme day for tomorrow. And as we head on in towards Sunday, another extreme start to the day. Hopefully by Monday, we can knock it down to the very high category, but overall, I think we're still going to be looking at the peak of pollen season continuing on. Any relief we get from the showers Sunday and Monday, probably short-lived. As we get into Tuesday, we're going to expect those to go right back up, because we're going to be getting back into the ideal conditions for pollen to generate. Now, overall, our temperatures overnight, we're going to be looking at a morning low of 67. Very mild for this time of year. Again, almost 20 degrees above average. And with temperatures like that in the morning, you're going to be able to feel it. Walking out the door, it's going to be humid. It's going to be muggy. You're going to feel your shirt stick to you. It's just not going to be good. And that feeling will continue as we go into tomorrow. And, normally I'd say wait for, a little bit more comfortable weather, but no, get out, enjoy tomorrow. Even though it's going to be hot and humid with temperatures in the mid to upper 80s across the state, that is our good day for this weekend, because by Sunday, that is our first alert weather day with showers and storms rumbling through. And it looks like with some of the latest model data, Monday might be pretty wet as well, and much, much cooler with temperatures in the 60s arriving as we head into next week. So here's your severe weather outlook. Sunday, When the storms move through afternoon and evening, we're talking a level 2 out of 5 risk. The biggest threat that we're looking for, much like the last few systems, is strong, damaging straight line winds on the leading edge of the storms as they move in during the afternoon. Now, that being said, we can't rule out an isolated tornado, so we're definitely going to have to keep an eye on it as we make our way through the rest of the period. Now, look at this. By the time we get into noon, we're watching that line of showers and storms roll through the area, and we'll watch it continue to slide on in as we go through 2, 3 o'clock. Now, once it does, we still have the potential for showers and storms. We'll see those oranges and reds creep in by the time we get to 4 p.m., and then another round as we head into the evening. So the one thing you notice about this is not a one-and-done line moving through. The initial line will have the strongest potential for severe weather, but the potential will exist and remain late into the evening and overnight because we have rounds and rounds and rounds of rain. Even by Sunday, when this line starts to move through and our thunderstorm threat goes down, we'll get a brief break, but watch what happens Monday. More moisture starts to push in from the south, and we kind of get tugged into it. So even by 2 o'clock, it's still raining on Monday. Again, the thunderstorm threat is really low on Monday. I expect Monday just to be bouts of heavy rain across the area, giving us the potential for some isolated flash flooding. It's why we haven't pulled the first alert weather day trigger on your Monday. If we get another model run in, though, that looks like this with as much rain that's moving through, we probably will. So just kind of keep that in mind. So not the best forecast for you because take a look at this. This is the European model. It's predicting widespread 1 to 2 inches of rain across the region as we go through Sunday and Monday. It's actually on the lower end of the scale. We just got in the graph model, which is one of our higher resolution models. It's predicting widespread 3 to 4 inches of rain over the area on Monday, Tuesday. The American model also predicting 3 to 4 inches of rain. So if you live in one of those spots, especially in the city where we have a lot of pavement and the runoff ain't great, that floods really easily, I would definitely keep an eye on the rain situation, especially as we get through Sunday night and into Monday morning. So overall, here's your 7-day forecast. Again, you got weekend plans, go ahead and get them out of the way Saturday. Yeah, it's hot. Yeah, it's humid, but it's the better of the 2 days. If you have early morning Sunday plans, let's say you're going to be heading to church before noon, or you're going to be trying to go out and maybe you could do an early brunch, you should be good. I think noon and later is when we have the showers and storms, and then that will continue through your Monday as well. After the front, take a look at our temperatures. From 87 Saturday, drop it 25 degrees. That's what our high is going to be on Tuesday with a high of 62 and sunny skies. Tuesday night into Wednesday, I'm very concerned about the potential for a frost in the outer metro areas and into the North Georgia area. So for folks out into Villa Rica, back over towards Conyers and Covington, up towards Canton into the mountains, I think the potential of frost is actually pretty high on Wednesday morning. So if you've already gotten your gardening done and you're tending to your plants or you've got your crops out and they're starting to sprout, you definitely want to get those preparations ready Tuesday night into Wednesday for that potential frost, maybe a freeze coming in. Now, the good news is we do start the warm-up, 68 by the time we get to Wednesday. Thursday, we're going to be talking 71 degrees, and by the time we get into Friday, 73. Notice, though, we do have that little rain chance on Friday. That's mainly for the morning hours, and then sunny skies as we head into the afternoon. Overall, though, I don't really expect us to see a lot of rain out of that system, really not a lot of clouds, but the potential is there, and I just wanted to kind of bring it to your attention. So overall, once we get past Sunday and Monday, looking like a pretty good week, but you definitely want to stay weather aware. So we'll be back later on air tonight at 10 and 11, and then heading on in towards tomorrow, we'll be back on air and online streaming for you. Until then, have a wonderful evening, and I hope you have a beautiful weekend.